screens on the coolers that will show you what's in there. And there's a dude on TikTok who said that this is, now mind you, they've been doing this for a while now. I don't think they've rolled it out nationwide, but they've been doing it for a while. This guy says that this is just a way, they are part of the New World Order. That this is, because isn't everything eventually part of the New World Order? The old one was killing it. So it's the new one that people are worried about. Except people have been worried about the quote-unquote New World Order for a long, long time. This guy says that these doors on the coolers are locked. I assume that this is a Chicago store because the guy's wearing a White Sox cap. Of course, he's also wearing a Bugs Bunny hoodie, so I guess we'll split the difference.
Could be anywhere.
What's that?
He could be anywhere.
He could be. Yeah, but I don't know how widely they've rolled this out. Of course, he says that these freezers won't even open for you unless you have the mark of the beast.
Oh.
He's one of these guys.
Where are you going to get that?
I'd like to know. Maybe it's part of that whole new body mod thing that people are getting into.
Oh.
Let me show you this guy.
Wait, if I'm vaccinated, shouldn't it already be inside me?
Oh, that comes up too.
Of course.
Yeah, you're not going to let the vaccine out.
Walgreens. So they look like normal shelves, but they're not normal shelves. Every single one of them has infrared scanning sensors right here for your forehead, right? The mark of the beast on your right hand or your forehead. Speak to it. It sees you. Seek to wave. They're made out of super thick metal. If you don't have the mark later on, you won't be able to buy or sell unless you scan your hand on this. Then it's going to open for you. Then it's going to let you get whatever you need. But without the mark of the beast, you won't be able to use these in the future. These lock. Right now, they're not locked, but they do lock.
Or it's just motion sensor. I guess that's why these are normally going to be locked. So that way you could see on the screen what's in there. And then you wave your hand, and it'll unlock for you.
Oh.
This guy says that it won't do without the mark of the beast. I don't know how he knows that, because as of now, these coolers are still unlocked.
And they're made out of super thick metal with glass. You can't even break through them to get food. So again, recap Revelation 13. He calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on the right hand of their forehead, so that nobody could buy or sell unless they have the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right hand, forehead. And it's going to be like this everywhere. And this is all just the beginning. Certificate of vaccine ID.
There it is.
COVID. You won't be able to buy or sell unless you
Certificate of vaccine ID, which nobody asks for anymore. Mm-hmm. They've been doing this before COVID, I think. But again, you can't there is no conspiracy theory now that doesn't have the COVID vaccine nanobots expansion pack involved.
Beginning. Certificate of vaccine ID. COVID. You won't be able to buy or sell unless you can prove that you're fully vaccinated. They're going to collapse the economies and then bring in digital currency. The stage is set. They just need that one last social cataclysm to completely collapse the economies and bring in their new world order.
There you go, the new world order. Because, digital currency's just killing it. So I think he's onto something there.
No, he's obviously.
Wow, we're going to collapse the economy.
Information that he knows all this is going to come to pass.
And it all starts with the Walgreens video coolers. So unless you have... Now, my question is, I think we're asking the wrong question. If you have the mark of the beast, whatever that is, what are you thirsty for? What are you going for in there? What's the beverage primarily sought by those bearing the mark of the beast? Is it Yoo-Hoo? Is it pineapple Fanta? What is it? Don't give me all the stuff I already know about the New World Order and the vaccine identification card. Is that what he said? Vaccine identification card? Tell me what the beverage is going to be.
All, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on the right hand of their
All right, yeah, he's quoting Revelation. So anyway, congratulations, Walgreens. Clearly that guy has inside sources. Oh, that reminds me, we've got Hot Celebrity Goss later on with Perez Bilton.
We sure do.
It's not that far off.
It's hot today.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot today.
Alan, you were talking about people marrying feces. It's Adam and Steve, not Adam and Poop.
That was Adam and Eve.
No, it's
So
Adam,
it's Adam and Steve.
Adam
not
and Steve. Well,
Yeah.
it's I think if you're marrying Poop, who's gonna nitpick over gender?
Pee-pee's what I like to do. Pee-pee-poo, pee-pee-poo, poo-poo. I like to do too. Poo-poo, pee-pee-poo. Poo-poo, pee-pee-poo-poo, pee-pee-pee-pee-poo, poo-poo. Oh, pee-pee's what I like to do. Pee-pee-poo, pee-pee-poo, poo-poo. I like to do too. Poo-poo, pee-pee-poo.
Let me wax your poop.
Call Mr. Rooter today.
That's right. Everybody poops.
Yeah, they should buy that song off of us.
I'm telling you, the more I think about this documentary that they need to do on these kids, the more enamored I am of the idea. Maybe I'll start a GoFundMe. Operation Find the Poop and Pee Kids. You know, because, I don't know, that'd be very exciting. Nothing like that happened to me when I was a kid. Nobody came in and was like, hey,
You see that poop and pee for us?
third graders want to do something awesome. It's Catholic school. That's not the place to do things that are awesome. Poundcake's mom telling him you're going to go to hell, jumping off the banister. That's what we got. They said, hey, don't jump off the school banister. You'll go to hell. Well, everything would send us to hell, though, too. The Catholic school. Are you using your left hand? Yes, I'm what they call a southpaw. You don't want to go to hell, do you? No. What's the right answer? No. Poundcake's mom was throwing hell at him. Well, and she got him to use the stairs. Pretty slick. Otherwise, he would have slid right down the banister.
Well, I mean, that was the only time I threatened to, like, throw myself off the banister.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I mean, I didn't really go to hell for any other things. Like,
Well, you're still alive.
she wasn't pretty. I'm saying she wasn't strict on the sending me to hell type stuff.
I see.
She just wanted to let me know what the parameters were. So it's like, all right.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again,
This, hell over here,
right?
everything
But
else.
fundamental to that is you have to make a kid afraid. So she threw hell
Yes,
out.
that's what God-fearing is.
Well, no.
God is going to send you to hell if you jump off the banister.
Right. What I'm saying is she could have just as easily dangled heaven in front of you. She didn't do that. She went right to hell.
Well,
Because
heaven was the
it's all fear-based. Well, there's no given for heaven. If you
Well,
believe in it, there's no given.
No, but again, this is from what I remember being brought up Baptist, you start taking on your own sins at 12. And I think this was before I was
Why
12.
12?
I don't know why. That is what my grandmother.
Number of
and
apostles?
No, I don't know.
Months in the calendar year?
Maybe. That's what my.
Bottles in a 12-pack?
Yes. But that's what my great aunt told me. That's what my mom told me. I don't know. I don't remember reading that in the Bible or
So
studying.
do they celebrate
Bible
that on
study.
your 12th birthday?
No, I was just kind of sad. I was like, man, I ain't get no good sinning in before, like at 11. Like, I was like, nah, I got to take on my own. I got debt now.
Who was taking them on prior to being, let's say,
It's
your...
on your parents.
Oh, your parents.
Yeah, your parents.
I see.
Every sin you do before 12 is on your parents.
I see.
At 12, you take on
This
your own
sounds like
sins.
something made up by parents.
I don't know. That is what I was taught.
Yeah.
12-year-old, when you're 12, you have enough sense to take on
Enough
your own sins.
12-year-olds have enough sense.
To take on your own sins,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay.
So I got some good ones in at 11.
So
10 and 11.
did you threaten to jump off the banister when you were older than 12 or younger than 12?
I think I was maybe like 11.
11.
I was a very rotten
So your mom
11.
didn't want to do it because it would stick to her. Had nothing to do with hell. She's like, I just don't want to take on any more of your sins.
Probably.
Yeah. So that was kind of more selfish than looking out for you.
Well, I mean, either way it worked. I was like, ooh, You know, I go to hell. I'm just in the little.
But you didn't throw back well, this is on you, not on me, because I'm not 12 yet?
No, I didn't think about that. I think I was younger than 12. I don't remember what age this was. I just remember it was an argument over something stupid. Like, she was telling me to go brush my teeth. And I was like, you can't tell me what to do. I hate it here. I'm going to jump off the balcony. You know?
So why didn't your mom use hell to get you to do everything she wanted you to do?
Because my mom's not vindictive like that.
Well, it's not vindictive. If she used it once, she could conceivably use it again.
Yeah, but she didn't.
Why? That's my question.
Because contrary to popular belief, we weren't really hard to control. We weren't.
Well, we only know what you tell us, and it sounds like you were a Tasmanian devil while your mom was trying to get some sleep.
We misbehaved, but we were not bad kids.
Well, I'm not saying bad. I'm just saying consistently annoying.
Yes, but that's what you get, and I'm sorry. It's not my mom's fault, but it's kind of my mom's fault. That's what happens when you raise two boys in a single-parent household.
I see. This is your mom's fault.
Somewhat. I mean, when she's asleep and we're up during the day, like,
it was her fault she couldn't get daytime shifts.
We're not gonna not fight as brothers. Like, we would fight over everything. Fight over video games. Fight over the remote. Fight over the TV. Fight over the last bowl of cereal. We fought over everything. So that's normal brother stuff. So,
Bill, did you fight with your brothers over everything?
Absolutely, he did.
I mean, we'd fight a lot. Yeah, I remember. But it wasn't. But there was also 5 kids, so it wasn't as much, and it was also more self-governed because we'd get hit by my brothers would hit me if I would.
You had to police yourselves.
Yeah, like if I challenge them, then they just punch me.
Right.
And even if my parents got involved, I was already punched, so.
That's what I learned to hold a grudge, because that's how my brother would handle it. My brother, we would fight, and he would be over it. Like, he's like, no, it's my turn to watch the TV. Like, no. And then I grab the remote and try and turn it, and then he'd punch me. And then we get into a fight, and then I'd be so mad that he would overpower me, and then I'd threaten to kill him. So then I'm like, what could I destroy in his room? What does he hold dear?
So the threat of hell really did have no effect on you.
That particular day it did, but
why that day?
I don't know.
Because just right at the top, because it was presented. The rest of the time, you're just acting on raw emotion. I remember getting pulling knives. I think my sister pulled a knife on me.
I put a knife on my brother.
But it's like a steak knife. Like, it's not.
It's enough to do something. You can dip it with a butter knife.
I know.
Yeah, no, I would do vindictive stuff. Like, he would have pictures in his room, and I would have I don't know, one of my gooey toys or whatever. I would smear the goo all over his yearbook and all over his pictures, like very vindictive woman stuff. Like, he would have a favorite outfit. I would intentionally throw it down in his closet, stomp on
it's like Fatal Attraction with his own brother.
Squirt hand soap all over it and then put it back up. And so when he would want to wear it, whatever, I would steal stuff.
So weren't you constantly getting punched by your brother then?
It would turn into a fight, and then
because every time he'd find something else you did, he's gonna come over and punch you. Did you get the shoulder punch, or was he wrestling with you on the ground?
Both. But the thing was, if he hit me, then I would do something else. It was a never-ending cycle. So
it would just violence perpetuates more violence.
Yeah, he would get mad at me.
Right.
He
wasn't looking to break the cycle.
Yeah, he would get mad at me, and we would fight, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna do something else. So you're gonna leave the house. You're gonna go hang out with your friends. You're gonna go do this. When I'm alone, I'm gonna get you. I don't know.
We didn't have that kind of house.
Because I was spiteful. I
didn't grow up like that. I was the oldest. I had 2 younger brothers long before my sister came along. And boy, we just didn't have that kind of house.
If my mom told me to tell him to do a chore, say my mom's getting ready to go to bed, and she's like, tell Ryan, I want the dishes done or the grass mowed by the time I get up. And I'm like, okay, if he hit me the day before, or I remember that I didn't get him back yet, I would purposely not tell him. I would purposely not tell him, and then my mom.
Then he could just tell your mom he didn't tell me.
But I would say I did.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. You get me, I'm gonna get you. I don't.
Right, so that's what I'll go back to my original statement. Hell meant nothing to you. The
But I was
threat
a
of hell.
kid.
But the threat of hell that your mom would throw at you meant nothing to you.
See, ours.
I didn't want to go to hell for my benefit. I didn't want to suffer, but I feel like that's justified. If I can't beat you phically, I'm gonna get you. That's how I am now.
That's.
If
I
you
believe that was
Gonna get you.
one of the Beatitudes. It wasn't turn the other cheek. It was if I can't get you physically, I'm gonna get you
gonna
mentally.
get you
I feel like
otherwise.
that's fair because there's plenty of people that are stronger than me. There's plenty of people that are faster than me, that can outsmart me. But I have the benefit of holding a grudge and being spiteful, and I can.
Blessed
gain
are
all
the
of
meek,
those.
because they gonna get got.
Yeah.
I will take
They're
pleasure.
easy to spite.
But the thing is, I don't screw people over, so I don't do it that often. But when you get
You
me,
were constantly screwing your brother over.
but it was justified because he would get me
Because
first.
you say so.
He would
You
punch
could
me.
You could have let it drop
I'm
at
not gonna do
any.
that.
Why?
Because that shows that you're weak, and if he knows,
Shows it just perpetuates.
if
there's
he feels
no-
like
there's-
he got one over on
But
me,
there's
he's
no
gonna continue.
But there's no resolution to it.
Then we just gonna get to bussing. That's what it is. I'm not gonna let you just bully me and just what you say is law.
But
no,
there's no end. If it's just a cycle, then there's no end to it. There's no getting
didn't
anybody
end-
back.
It didn't end until he moved out. That's what it was. That's why we can't live together now. Like
Jesus
it's the same
Christ! It was until he moved out.
thing. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. Like if we're fighting over resources, if I say this is my bowl of cereal,
Resources,
Like-
like it's Fury Road out
Right.
there.
we had separate everything. He loved honeycomb. No, he loved waffle crisp, and I loved honeycomb. When he would eat all of his waffle crisp, he would then eat my honey. I said, "That's my bowl of cereal."
Well,
He's like-
honeycomb is big.
and he's
Honeycomb's big.
Yeah.
It's not small.
No.
all of it?
You'd
I-
fight
yeah.
over honeycomb.
and I'm like, you can't eat my bowl of cereal. That's Mom bought that box especially for me. He's like, you can't whoop me. And then we'd fight over it. And then I couldn't whoop him. He's bigger than me. Even then, he was bigger than me. So I'm like, all right. So next time you got a bowl of cereal, I would do things to him. That's what it is. I would. And
Would
then-
you like to tell me what you would do to? Does he know that you were doing things? Like
he knows.
couldn't. Neither one of you could ever turn around. You could never. You were
No wonder
always
you have
looking.
anxiety.
Yes, you grew up looking over your shoulder at
He
every
knew.
turn.
Like there were.
I'm anxious. Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, like I would just put tax in like his
Tax?
tax in like his school projects and stuff. Like
Oh, not in his cereal.
no,
Oh.
I wasn't trying to kill him.
Well, you jumped from cereal to his school book. I don't know.
I wanted him to know that I meant business, and I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
Mom, Cody perforated my esophagus. I told ya.
Then you get to perforate his esophagus.
No, I would.
And,
I would write.
and he grows up, and that's what he's
That's what
doing
he's
every
into,
weekend.
getting his
yeah.
esophagus perforated.
I would write on his like drop ceiling, like I would put permanent marker like bitch or hoe in his drop ceiling.
Oh, God,
And
drop ceiling.
So when he would wake up, like he'll take a nap and then he'll wake up and then there's just like graffiti on there. I'm like, yours truly, bitch. I got you.
Wow, you were tagging his ceiling.
Yeah. So he was just like, all right. So he would take the drop ceiling out and then he would just have like no ceiling. I'm like, I'm gonna get you, one way or another. Don't.
God, your poor mother was just hanging on by her fingernails the whole time.
Her fault.
Her fault,
Her
right, for
fault.
having you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, it's all somebody
See?
else's fault.
She
Everything
could
is
have
somebody
sent him to
else's
hell.
fault.
She could have just let him jump.
By the way, does your brother know that they brought back Waffle Crisp?
I didn't know
Because-
they went away.
Yeah, it had been discontinued a while ago, and they announced they were bringing it back.
Well, I don't think he eats cereal much anymore, but I
That'd
would-
be a good way to get him back. This time, get him a new box, but put tax in it.
Yeah, no, we used to love I had honeycomb.
Gotcha,
and he had
bitch.
Waffle Crisp, and Waffle Crisp I liked it, but it made the cereal or the milk so cinnamony. I was like,
Alan, if Poundcake had been my brother, I'd be in prison for murder.
You probably would have. He would.
Yeah.
Again, if he would beat me up, then my mom's like, you can't leave the house until you clean the room. One time he beat me up, and I didn't forget. I had to get him back real quick. So once he cleaned the room, he had a pile of dirt in the middle, getting ready to put it into the dustpan. I went through and kicked it. I went through and kicked it. He got so mad, he like
Dude,
choked me
you're
out.
such a jerk.
Well,
Wow.
I had to kick it real quick. I was like, I forgot.
I was also pretty agreeable to, like, my older brother. So it's my oldest brother, and then my middle brother, then me, and then my sister and my youngest brother.
Well, don't bully
And-
people.
Well,
Dang.
I would just usually team up with my oldest brother because he would protect me from my second oldest brother. So he'd kind of go off on his own, and then me and my oldest brother would team up. And then when they moved out and, like, you know, went away to college and stuff like that, I would hang out with my little brother more, and he's like 7 years younger than me, and we got along great. Like, we were just buds.
Well, that's fine. And the thing is, you just gotta know. You gotta wait. Like, you gotta be in tune with your star player. You gotta wait for the opportunity. And, like, I knew that I couldn't beat him physically, but when an opportunity presented itself to get him back, I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. And then when he noticed what I did, I'm like, I told you I was gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Like, don't. I didn't forget, bitch. Like, I'm gonna get you. That's all. Just
The
don't try
memory
to-
of an elephant. Wow.
Oh yeah, the one time I ruined a shirt because I put a bunch of bleach in it while he was washing. What else? I don't remember everything, but it was a lot.
Yeah,
You
well,
are
it was a
going to
lot.
hell.
There was a lot. If hell was real,
Oh yeah, he had.
you'd probably have a pretty good case.
I put cat poop outside his door one time, so when he opened up his door, he stepped in it. And cat
I mean,
poop
they're
is
nothing
worse
if
than
not
dog poop.
creative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like Poundcake was,
It was psychological warfare.
yeah,
like, he
was
wasn't
doing
he,
jackass before.
He knew he couldn't deal with the physicality of his brother, so he just went straight up gorilla style.
But nothing that would like
Gaslighting his brother.
Yeah.
nothing that would harm him. People now would consider it hazing. I wouldn't do anything to like. I wouldn't take like the air out of his tires or something to make him like go off the road. But like,
He's like, one time I cut the brake line.
no, I'm gonna just get you.
You know that truck? That's what you get for beating me up.
Wild card. I cut the brakes.
No.
All right. Well, he is my chief petty officer now.
I have so many years of experience.
Yeah. He was a junior petty officer. Now he's my chief petty officer. I'm going to take a break here. If you want to send a text for anything, 35192. We'll get to some hot goss after the break with